This says like my microphone's working. I hope that it is. Hi. Can you guys let me know if you're able to hear me? And I'm hoping that you guys can hear me because I will cry if you can't. So it doesn't look like it's lighting up when I'm talking. So you guys cannot hear me. Oh, great. Just, I don't know if it's working or not. I have no idea why this always does this. It drives me nuts. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Worried because it wasn't like lighting up. So I was. Okay, perfect. Hello. Hello, hello. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I was very worried because I was over again. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in. I'm not sure how crowded it's gonna get for anyone to come. I don't know. I like never go live on here, and I'm not sure who's around. Or I know it's Sunday, so I'm guessing people should be home. But so let me just say hi, everybody. Hi, Angel. Hi, Mayank. Hi, Dancing the Dream. Hi, Judy. Yeah, I'll leave it up. Definitely leave it up. Definitely, I'll leave it up. For sure. I just tried to get on here when I thought most people would be around. Las Vegas time or West Pacific time. It's like 3:30. So yeah. No problem. No problem at all. I will definitely leave it up. Just waiting for some people to come in. But I mean, I just, you know, you're welcome. You're welcome, my dear. Um, yeah, I really wasn't gonna come on. I here on the 25th, I come on and I talk to people and I have a conversation and I really wasn't going to this year, not because of any how do I kind of segue into this? It's like there's so much to talk about. there's there's so much to talk about that it's like I was overwhelming myself about coming on here because I'm like there's just so much. Like I think about coming live on here probably 3 times a week. Or I think about doing something or posting something or making a video. Like there's so much going on in the past year with Michael and everything. And I don't know. I think I just get kind of overwhelmed. So I don't come on here and talk about it because I just don't really know how to. I don't really know how to talk about it anymore. I don't really know how to communicate it anymore. I don't really know how to like. I don't know. I was up really late last night just watching music videos. I was watching Black or White, and I just saw so many things in that video that like it's like hard for me to really explain. It's like there's just so much happening right now in the world, and I feel like the can you feel it analysis and there were so many things that like I felt there was just like something going on and Michael tried to be vocal about so many things and tell us things and like I did that video and then like so many things transpired after that and I feel like that was almost 4 years and in the past like 4 years so many things that I've seen come to light and happen have been so much that I talked about previously. So it's hard for me to kind of like reflect on that. And I feel like a lot of people who used to like be around a long time ago have kind of resurfaced and just like, oh, I was listening to your videos or Michael, and it's just like there's so many things that Michael obviously was just like privy to, that he knew what was going on. And okay, Judy, I'll talk to you later. It's all like unfolding, it's all happening now. So it's just hard for me to kind of come on here and like talk about that because I don't really feel as connected with the communities I did before. I don't really know. I'm on TikTok a lot because I run my business off of TikTok, and I see so many people that like, and this video had like clips from, and it had like 2 million views. So there's so many people who like believe Michael is alive. It's a huge thing, but I don't think that this community is really big anymore. I don't really feel like this you anymore. And I think maybe if I'm going to indulge in kind of talking about that or further research, I'm probably going to have to make the switch to like TikTok, because I just feel like that's where the audience is. And I can make up to 10-minute videos on TikTok. So I'm thinking about really making the switch back over to there to continue this because, like I said, I don't really see people really on YouTube anymore. I honestly do not come to YouTube. I might come to YouTube like once or twice, look at something in regards to things that are going on right now, like in the world, but I really don't like look at YouTube a lot. So I don't know if people even come here and watch videos anymore. I see a lot of people on TikTok with a lot of interesting information about Michael. I mean, there's things that I just like didn't know about, which I'm a huge at researching and just following TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on there. There's a guy there on there right now who like, I never did the QAnon thing. I was never into that QAnon. I still am not into the QAnon thing. But there's a guy on there who people like believe is JFK Jr. He really like sounds just like him, and it's crazy. And he mentions talks about Michael's This Is It concert. There's just so much going on that app. And it kind of like really has gotten me like thinking like I need to really finish this. I need to like complete this because there's so many I thought I was absolutely batshit crazy talking about for years that are starting to like manifest. And there's just so much. I mean, I look and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't even know. I was just a kid, like just a kid, like figuring things out, and those things are happening as far as Michael's concerned. So I really want to get back into it, and I was going to do some videos. It's just I don't know. YouTube is just not my vibe. I don't really feel like it's the platform for the kind of knowledge that I want to drop about Michael. Um, so I still like to say that's why I really haven't been on here, and I don't really come on here, and I don't think YouTube, like even if people were subscribed, they're probably not going to come here because no one really, comes on YouTube anymore. So I'll probably do videos and post them here, but I probably won't do lives here. Um, what? What do you mean? I don't. What are you talking about? I really don't go live on. Actually, I have. So my business that I have, the kind of 15,000 followers on TikTok, so I can actually go live on there if I want to. But my the kind element is more of like a vibrational, like higher I create content for doing that. So I don't really like know if I want to kind of mix that. I've put a couple of videos about Michael on my page and they seem to do okay, but that's not really my audience on there. But I do feel like Michael is very connected to that world and very connected to that. So I do feel like if I make an effort, I can kind of cross them. Um, but I don't, like I said, I don't make death hoax videos or anything. I don't really like do that kind of content anymore. But I'm not any less. I'm more so now than ever. I think ever I really vibe with like his message and what he was really trying to say. I think people really thought that Michael's message was just about like peace and love and harmony, and I really don't feel like that has anything to do with it. I feel like those are very like human emotions, and I think that those things are a given, and of course thinking that he would be wanting those things, because of course he does, however you look at it, like want peace, love, and harmony and acceptance in this world. We all do. But I feel like his message is so much greater than that and so much more impactful. And I'm 39 now. And when I look at like how young Michael was when this happened 14 years ago, in hindsight, he just had a whole so much more to do. And I like to believe he's living that part of his life right now and doing those things. But I don't really know. I don't really know if that's the focus for me anymore. Um, so much as talking about him being present in the physical sense here, than talking about like Michael really honestly, I don't know if he had this like gift of like foresight, like I always thought he did, or he was just very, I used to think that he's just like super psychic. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I feel like now that I'm more connected to like that world that Michael was connected to, I feel like it was more intuitive. His feelings were, I think he had dreams, prophetic dreams about things, but I think he also is very intuitively connected to the earth and connected to the universe. And I think that those things are very much why um, he knew things. And because I know things now. I, I feel things. And when I feel these things and they happen, I'm not psychic at all. I don't have the gift of prophecy. I'm not a psychic person, but I'm very intuitive. And being very intuitive, it's not the same thing. Being very intuitive, I'm able to say like that's when I did the video for Ken, something's going to happen. Like this world's about to change. I feel it because I did this research on Hopi prophecy and the blue star Kachina and the red star Kachina, and like literally something's about to happen. And then literally, I don't know, what 5 or 6 months later, we had COVID like go crazy and the whole world changed. So um, I feel like that's just kind of what he is. And I think people who are connected, I think a lot of Michael's fans at this, I never understood the rabid Michael Jackson fan type thing. And I think that I have so much more empathy for these people now because I think that Michael attracts a lot of people who have his intuitive abilities. So many things that just didn't make sense to me before make sense to me now. And I think that this strong like urge to like oneness with him. People say he brings people together, but it's more than that. It's more of a vibration he sends out into the universe, and people feel that they don't understand it. So, um, that's kind of like definitely like present in like him, um, very connected to him spiritually. But I don't. I just as far as people even like listen to these anymore. I mean, some people do lives; and they have a lot of people in them. But I don't know. So I don't understand this person or this person to me by sounds like Susa Garcia. I don't know what that means. I have no clue. I don't know why you're bringing up Sousa here because I really don't care about Sousa. I don't care about any of those people in the Michael Jackson community. They don't mean anything to me. They're just completely irrelevant to me. I started this journey by myself, and I tried to be social in this community a couple of times. It just did not go well for me, and I have no interest in actions of those kinds of people. I don't know what she's doing. I really don't care what she's doing. I'm not interested in her at all. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I do. It's 14 years later. This is a very significant year. Numerology plays a big part in it. I definitely feel, I'm pretty sure he is. You know, no, I don't really know where people's heads are with this. I don't know if people, I don't know, am I going to come back? And if he didn't, they really didn't care about it. They just kind of like fell off. So I don't know how people feel about him not being here physically. Um, I don't know if that'll change. I have no idea if that'll change. I don't know. Sometimes I know for years I just always believed that he would never like come back. He would never reappear. But I don't know. There's so many crazy fucking things happening in this world right now. I don't think it's the craziest thing to think that he wouldn't. There's so much going on. There's like really like I mean, there's a lot that I've seen in this like my lifetime that I would never see. There's a lot happening. I really feel like wow, he like I don't know. I just feel like this would not be the craziest thing for him to make a ever planned on doing it. Effect would be probably his. Are they really? They're not really even like children. They're like, they're all adults. So I don't even feel like that might be a huge factor in it anymore. I don't know. I don't know. But Michael was very invested in talking about things that are happening right now, and I think this is why I think that's why This Is It was a problem for him, and it caused a lot of noise in his circle. And I read all these things right now about these people, these child predators, and in Hollywood, and you see how they're so connected. Like, I mean, this is not just conspiracy theory. This is conspiracy fact. These people were like abusing. I've heard these videos, these children being abused, like that people just put online that you don't even know they're going to come up. They just pop up on your TikTok feed, and they're awful, and you can't get them out of your head. But it's like it's very evident to me, very evident to me when I was watching a video, Michael's video last night for Black or White, and I really feel like in this music video, he I watched the video with a very different set of eyes last night. I was like, oh my God, Michael was definitely talking about like the original people on this land. He was very much talking about Black people being in the origin. And he was very much talking about like flat earth. And he was very I mean, if you watch the music video again with the knowledge of things that we have right now, it really changes like everything. And I was like, this Michael was and then he turns to the Panther. He does the Panther dance, and he destroys the royal arms. Like Michael was very, very, very much projecting a message in this music video, and I see it. And how basically he shows the transition of all the different people. He shows that people are like Black, and they become, when he says it's Black, it's white, they're like changing into different like races, but it's always the Black person at the origin before it changes. Then it starts with the Black person, it ends with the Black person. I just think Michael was very much trying to talk about something very big. And like, I feel like Michael was very much, when he did the whole Dangerous album, this is when he became absolutely like a threat to a lot. This is when he became a problem. And I feel like Michael knew these people were pedophiles. He knew these people were predators. He knew this about these people. So when he started making this music, his music changed from following the leader to being a leader. He became a huge threat. And people say, oh, his threat was his financial threat. No, it had nothing to do with Michael being wealthy necessarily. It was just about his knowledge. Knowledge is a very powerful thing. Obviously, when he started talking about these things and started talking, they got scared. This is why he was pinned as a predator, because he they beat him to the game. They beat him. If he can expose anybody, it was nobody likes a child predator. So they beat him. You look at all the Balenciaga stuff that happened this year. You look at just all the things that we know as a fact. Jeffrey Epstein. We know about these things now. So it's like, oh my God, they had to quiet him before he had a chance to do anything. So Michael's entire career was ruined by this. And Michael was so, it's so deep. It's so profoundly deep. And I feel like Michael was such a proud Black man. And I know that. And this is why I still to this day get very offended when people try to always insinuate that he just had three white kids. Because it's just like, I think Michael just had kids with someone who was just willing to give him children that he could trust. And I think Debbie, he just trusted her and he had kids with her. But I just feel like it's so crazy to me how there's so many alternatives to having, if Michael wanted to just do certain things, he would have done it. I don't want to get into his personal sex life or his, I don't really want this to become a discussion about his kids' lineage, because if you still believe there's not his kids after all these years, then you're just delusional. So it doesn't really matter. But I just feel like everything he did with intention. And I just feel like quiet to shut him up, and they did the best they could. Not want This Is It to be a concert, because they didn't want him talking about these things. Michael was going to probably expose a lot of things that we now know, we've come to see. They did this to Kanye West last year. Kanye West was definitely off his rocker, and definitely going to deny that. He was saying some really crazy shit. But at the same time, Kanye West was speaking a lot of facts too. And when you speak facts, you are very quick to be canceled. A lot of people don't like Donald Trump. Donald Trump might be the biggest jerk on earth, but he still tells the truth about a lot of stuff, and people don't want to hear it. And then they don't want him president again because they want him locked up. Because, and to me, people who like follow this narrative that Trump should go to jail, that he's a horrible person, like, and then talk about the equality of people and talk about how like it's very contradictory to me. I don't know. I just feel I don't really get into politics because it's just ridiculous. But like, there's just people who try to tell the truth about things and try to put things out there, and they are people take their eccentricities and put them in front of us and dangle them in front of us like carrots and make us forget all the things they're trying to say. So there's a lot going on, and I know that this is a significant year for lots of things. It has been the past. When Michael said we have 4 years to get it right, I now really think something very, very, very different. And I think that we are pretty much. He said we have 4 years to get it right, or else we're. I think he said doomed, or we're done. I think that Michael was talking about this current time of year is pretty much like we're on that fourth year now. And I think that there's just a lot happening. And I'm going to read a message that says, I always wonder about the comeback thing, no matter what. If he were to come back, he'd be a messenger of truth than just a keyhole. Yeah, if Michael were to ever return, you have to understand that, like, if that were something that were to happen, Michael's not coming back as a celebrity, or I don't think it'd be. There's just, I think that Michael, a lot of people who are like musicians or actors or celebrities, is like they have, I think, as a person right now who's on people who like discover their purpose, and who's someone who's like very much dedicated to like understanding my own life purpose. I think that with people who are in the entertainment industry, some people might do things for like fame and money, yeah, but I think someone like Michael or other celebrities like him or other singers like him, these people feel from a very small age that they're called to a purpose of helping people, healing people. That comes, there's different ways people are healed. People are healed through music, through um, movies. You look at the Bible and it talks about Lucifer, and how Lucifer was like the angel of music originally, and how he helped so many people. And I feel like when it comes to the entertainment industry, they say entertainment, but entertainment is another form of like self-care. And I feel like these people who are in the industry, like music or actresses, or like someone like Michael, from a very small age, he felt compelled to like make people feel better. They're people pleasers. And I feel they don't understand that life purpose is to heal people, and he talks about being a healer all the time. Your life purpose is to make people feel better and to be there for people and to serve people. But and they channel it into ways that just like, you have parents who, okay, I have this child who's very, very, very talented. This child can like sing and can hold a rhythm and can dance, and like he can do these things that make people feel good. So what do? We put him in the industry that he can serve. And this is how celebrities are, they turn into stars, how they turn into entertainers, because they honestly feel like that's what they're supposed to do. It's something that's just on them. They feel it. It's in their bodies. They feel this. They feel compelled to get it out. It's like they have to get out this feeling of healing people, of making people feel good. But if you were to take away like the music or like entertainment, you would have like Michael would probably be like a doctor or something. If there was no such thing as like entertainment, like singing or dancing, he would have probably been like a doctor, or he would have been a shaman, or like he would have been something out in the world, still present for people, still helping people. That like if he were to return, it would not be as an artist. I don't think that was like Michael's sole purpose wasn't to be an artist. His sole purpose was to help people, heal people. And that's the form that it just manifested into as an entertainer. This is what I mean about Paris, his daughter. People always consistently insist that Paris is not Michael's biological daughter, but it's insane. For me, it's so insane for people to even think that, because Paris is she very much channels her healing. If you listen to Paris's music, actually listen to her music, like her putting out on the radio is like the more upbeat. But if you listen to like songs, Paris's music will make you cry. Like her songs literally make you cry. They are very emotional. They touch you. She is just like her father in that way of putting out her healing, her in the world through music. It's just she said she tried not to do that for a long time. She didn't really want to get in it because she saw what it did to people that she loved. But she says she felt it in her soul, like it's just what she's here to do. Michael's like Prince is very much a philanthropist. This is how he heals. This is what he does to be this healer. His children, I don't know about his other son. I don't know about BG. I don't Michael Jr. I really don't know about what BG does. He's very proud. I think he's in college. But as far as the two older ones, they very much seem to channel that feeling of his of wanting to heal, of helping. So I feel like yes. Meg, a lot of people say that, and I've been saying it for years, but I feel like people, she really does. Paris really does look like Michael. Last night singing her acoustic for a song she wrote, Just You, and she's on the stage, and I'm just like, I'm watching this girl sing, and I'm just like, how do people? It to me, it's chosen ignorance. Michael really really shines through her. Like she doesn't even have to try. Michael's spirit is so alive in Paris. It's alive in all of his children, but Paris really carries something about him that is so. It's wild how much she is just like she embodies her father, and even though they're very different in terms of their music, she embodies him. So her energy is so beautiful. Paris has the most beautiful energy, and it comes from Michael. That's the same way. And I feel like, but what I'm saying is, when it comes down to like entertainers and like people presenting music entertainment, that's so when you say, well, if he comes back, he won't be no, I don't think he would come back and like be a singer or a dancer or like make movies. I think if Michael were to would come back and he was accepted back into society, like after doing this, I think Michael would definitely be just here to help. Like he'll be here to, his purpose is definitely, Michael's purpose is so much greater than like the music he made. And I think that a lot of people can connect with that. I'm a person that certainly connects with that. Like I don't, I did very early on, very like early. I wasn't a Michael Jackson fan. I didn't listen to his music. So when I started doing all of this, when I got involved in like this particular timeline, this particular narrative, I had no idea about really his music. So I had like a very like objective view about him, right? So I was able to kind of see through those different layers of him to understand him in a different way. So I think that Michael is definitely a leader. I think he's definitely a person that is needed. He's necessary, but I don't think it's for his music. I think Michael's purpose to lead, to be light, is so much greater than like him making an album. Even though the album, the music that he makes calms and soothes, and it makes you feel so healed. But it's not really the music that he and that I identified Michael's ability to control people with his energy through his child, because she does the same exact thing. I've seen her at shows where entire audiences are crying when she's singing. Like she uses her energy to control people, and he does the same thing. So people say like it's like a god complex, but I don't think it's a god complex at all. I don't think it's a god complex or him trying to be a deity or anything like that. I think God's within God's image, and we are all, God is within us very deeply. And I think some of us just channel that better than others, but it's something that we all learn. I'm not saying that we are God, own likeness. If God created us in his own likeness, we have so much more than we know. And I think some of us are better at, channeling that. Some of us are better at expressing that. And I think that Michael's troubles and his issues just come from him being like the very, a lot of us been through so many things. I'm going through a lot of shit right now, and I've been through so many things in my life. I'm going through a really hard time with some things right now, but I understand, like, whereas before I would just get so stressed about it and like would be just so miserable about it. I feel like now I understand that the suffering that I go through and the things that I experience are making me a better. I feel like Michael went through a lot of suffering and he went through a lot of crap, but that's kind of the part of the job of being a person who has like heightened awareness. It becomes a part of influence because you have to understand all of life to help people. You need to understand where people are coming from mentally, physically, emotionally. So, yeah, I mean, I understand him so differently now, and I understand like a lot of things I went through. Like in this community, I used to get so like involved in this Michael Jackson death hoax community, and even with the people like just a couple. I know what happened a couple years ago when like people were just very like mean, like trying to bully me, and just very nasty people, very disgusting people. And I was like so hurt. I'm like, these people are crazy. Like, how could you be so okay with like hurting people? But it's like I understand, like, I'm a person that attracts wounded people. I tend to attract people to me who are like very much messed up, and I because I accept their energy and I accept they are. So when people like that are drawn to you, it comes to the territory of getting hurt. And now I'm more careful now. I'm more conscious now about that. But I wasn't. I let people, just very messed up what happened to me a couple years ago in this community. People just did some disgusting things. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, these people are so crazy. Like, they're so say that they like love Michael and they love, but they Michael would never bully people or be so disgusting that the things that they said. But Michael attracts people who are is in need of healing. You know what I mean? So I understand like those people who do those things or say those things or just has that disgusting behavior. Yes. Yes. It's really sad. It's sad. It's sad. It really is sad. Someone had brought up like Souza earlier, and I remember her like, she just was. I was trying to be, never really like cared for her, and I tried to be cool with her, and she just got mad because of some shit that I didn't even like do. And her first thing was to, like, attack me physically and like attack my body. I'm like 5 years old that attacks someone's physical appearance. It's just crazy. It's so insane. But a person that attacks how someone physically looks is very much insecure. I'm a very beautiful person. I'm a very pretty girl. I've gained weight over years. I've lost weight. I've gone back and forth. But I'm a very attractive. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I just know I'm a very attractive person, very pretty woman. I'm very attractive. I'm good looking. But people, I've never like ever attacked how someone physically looks to make myself feel better because I think that that's just crazy. People who attack someone's physical looks are people who are very insecure about how they are, you know? And yes, Meg, the Star Sea videos that I do, I talk about that on my TikTok. You really should follow my TikTok element, like follow it. I talk a lot about that. There are people who are constantly under attack by other people and other things because of the life that we're here to do. It's hard to get through that, but you have to be strong because we are meant to we're meant to like lead. We are meant to when everything that's about to happen. Hi Rachel. When everything that happened is about to happen, there are people who are meant to be leaders in that. And people who are meant to lead the way in that. So it's very important that we have like tough skin and we're strong, you know? I was very hurt by that shit that happened because I was like, oh my God, like I really trusted I really trusted Susan and other people. And like, they were just so to me, And I'm just like, dude, I don't really care about it. It's not a big deal. I don't care about it now. It's not a big deal. I don't really care. But it's just like, that was the last time I really like learned from like that. I was okay. You have to be strong and like understand that people are just people. When you attack people, that comes from a place inside of yourself. You are not a happy person to malign somebody else. You are not a happy person to want to hurt other people. If it's in your character to want to like hurt people, like to wake up in the morning and consciously decide that you want to hurt someone, that there's something wrong. There's something going on with you, and you have to like address that. What's wrong with you that you wake up and want to hurt people? That you want to malign people? So I just want to be a very forgiving person. Still me. I'm always gonna be who I am. I'm tough as nails, and but I have definitely like softened a lot, and I've softened for sure. And I look at people very differently now. I understand people in a different way, because I understand that we are just here trying to make it happen, and we're trying to understand. And me. Michael Jackson took me out of a place, you know. Oh my god, I definitely have been doing Project 369. I've done it 3 times, but I don't necessarily follow Project 369 now. I mean I follow it. Like I follow Project 369, but I've incorporated it into my life like so much. It's just a way of life for me now. Yeah, and I feel like even before I found that book, I was doing content on TikTok about this because I really awakened probably like maybe a year or so ago. I really like awakened to like being like having a star seed and shit. So like that kind of happened. This is how I realized Michael's a star seed. This is when I realized my connection to him because I was like, why? I was always just like, why? Hi, Kristen. I was like, why am I so connected to Michael Jackson? Because I'd never listened to his music. I was just like not into him. And I was like, where is this coming from? Like, what is this struck? I think Michael is like, this was activated. And I think Michael woke up and he was like, holy shit. Like, what am I doing making music? I think when Michael like had his wake up moment, he was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I not doing what I should be doing? And I think that's what kind of started all of this. I think Michael had his awakening probably like in like the late 80s. He kind of had his awakening, like trying to figure out how to like be what he's supposed to be. And I feel like it just kind of just was a lot. But Michael is like one of our biggest allies. Michael's definitely a star seed. 100% he is. He's very aware of being a star seed. And yeah, yeah. And I think Paris is. I don't think his other children are, but I think Paris is definitely a star seed, born of a star seed. It almost like never happens because usually your parents aren't. It's very rare, but I think that he is one, and I think his daughter is one as well. So I think that but yeah, I follow Project 369 to an extent, but I definitely have my own way of kind of just like using it in my life as well. So yes, yes. I think about making videos all the time. I mean I could probably make a video right now that can prove that Michael is a star seed, but oh yeah, she's definitely a light worker. 100%. 100%. She heals. Paris is a beautiful soul. That girl is like, oh, I've been like watching Paris since she was little. Like since Michael's like death, watching her grow up, and I always knew there was something special about her. But I didn't even understand myself as like as a light worker. I didn't even understand myself as like being that. So I didn't understand what the hell that meant. But like now that I'm older and now that I know what that means, and I see like Michael, people just think he's just like his fans think he's like a nice, but it's so much deeper than that. Michael literally is a light worker, like literally, he is like, oh my god. I think that Michael will do something for sure. I can say that with confidence. I don't. I think that this is gonna sound so crazy, but there are like gonna be some crazy shit happening, and I think Michael is just gonna slide right in there, and I think it's gonna be the shit that's gonna be happening in the world is gonna be so crazy that people aren't even gonna care. Because I'm not gonna say people are not gonna care. What I'm gonna say, I think that so much is gonna be happening that people are just not gonna be surprised that that's possible. Because I feel like so much shit is happening right now. We literally have things just falling out of the sky right now. Just they're coming. It's happening. Like, guys, it is. I don't know where you stand on extraterrestrials, but I am telling you, just like I told you that it was COVID, but I told you guys that something was going to happen. And I did this like in July, and COVID hit in like March. But I told you guys that something was coming. I felt it very deeply, and I was drawing connections. I'm telling you guys right now, disclosure is coming. Extraterrestrials are going to be coexisting in our world. How crazy it sounds, I am telling you. And when this happens, when this happens, this world is going to be complete fucking chaos. And when this world is complete fucking chaos, this is when I believe Michael is going to slide back in. Honestly, and you can listen to it later, okay? Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the kind element donation earlier, Mank. That was awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, definitely. We'll talk soon. But yeah, I honestly think that when that happens is when he's gonna. And I don't know how he's gonna do. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know the context of what's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen. But I definitely know that it's gonna happen for sure. Yeah, it might be my connection. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it does that. I apologize. Try to refresh, Kristen. Try to refresh your browser and see if that helps. But yeah. I feel like he is definitely going to do something. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. But I don't the way that people try to like say he's gonna like come back in like some context of like being an entertainer, like no. Michael's never gonna be an entertainer again. Michael's never gonna like make music. He's not coming back in that sense. I'm not gonna say for sure he's not, but I'm like 90% sure if Michael returns, it's not gonna be like how you guys think. He's not gonna come in to be like making music or making videos. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be more along the context of like him being a light worker and healing and helping and doing things like that. That's what's gonna happen, So I think that I might actually come back on here later. It's kind of early. It's 4:11 on the West Coast. I might come back in a couple hours, like just doing stuff. It's Sunday. People probably just still like with their families, having dinner. So I'm gonna come back on here like 2 more hours. Hopefully we'll have a bigger crowd. So I want to talk to you guys about some things, but I don't want to talk about them and have to repeat them later. So I'll just come back in a couple of hours. So hope you guys will join me, and we'll talk some more. Okay. I love you guys, and I'll talk soon. Bye bye.